Week 16 is upon us. Week 15 is in the rear view. Thank God that's over with. And we can get started on week 16, which the rest of the season really doesn't matter for some of our teams. At least one of our teams. Injuries all over the place. John Cena has his final match. We'll talk about it here in just a little bit. We'll get into it. I'm Glenn Humphreys, joined by my co-hosts Gage Burbridge and Gordon Chatterton. This is Yelling from the Couch. We're at week 16, boys. How we doing, guys?
I'll let you rant first, Gordon.
I really didn't get to watch the game, and I'm glad I didn't because I would have probably broke one of my TVs. Talk about some terrible injuries, and we lost our number one receiver in the game. We lost Micah Parsons for the year. That sucks. We lost Zach Tom, our best offensive lineman, and Evan Williams went down. So we lost, but we still had big helmet Dobbs out there. So, I mean, I guess we had something.
Or is that Dobbs?
Yeah, Dobbs.
You in there.
Romeo Dobbs.
Yes, spell your name right, Romeo. Jeez, come on.
Yeah, it's Dobbs. Come on, Dobbs.
Come on, Josh Dobbs had it right back in the day.
Yeah, old Dobber.
The good rocket scientist, Justin.
Dude may be smart, but he can't figure out how to win a game after about 3.
No, but you know what? If Phillip Rivers can come back and play, Josh Dobbs can come back and play.
Hey.
Well, Uncle Grandpa was a little bit better in his day than old Josh Dobbs was.
Well, yeah, someone had a good prime here and someone did not.
Yeah, Dobbs had a good prime for about 3 games and then it ended. Wasn't it that year he went to Cleveland? He won 3 games and then started sucking out loud.
Didn't he go to Arizona for a little while and had some success there for a minute in Minnesota?
Yeah, I think he has good games for like 3 games a season, and after that, he disappears.
Yeah. Hey, let's get on that Josh Dobbs hype train for the first 3 games and in the 4th game.
And then move him.
You know what, though? At least he had some hype with those other teams. In Pittsburgh, it was like, you know what, Josh Dobbs is starting, and just throwing the town off. There is no prime.
Usually he was like the 3rd string there. It's like Ben Roethlisberger, Charlie Batch, and then Josh Dobbs.
He did get a little bit of playing time. It wasn't good, but he did get a little bit of playing time.
He was there. So, right now on Thursday Night Football, the Rams, Puka just about scores a touchdown right now, 23-14. They're about to go into the 4th quarter. The Rams are ahead. I think the Rams have pretty much got this one locked up here.
Yeah.
Seattle had a lead a while ago, and it didn't last very long.
It seems to be the running thing right now with Seattle and Sam Darnold. It's like, we do really good to begin, and then teams remember, hey, Darnold sees ghosts under pressure. Let's pressure him. And then he almost loses to Phillip Rivers.
Which is my question we've asked earlier in the season. Why aren't we just pressuring this guy like all the time? Because he cannot handle the pressure. He couldn't do it last year in Minnesota the last few weeks of the season, clearly, and the playoffs. I don't know why teams didn't do it more often with him this year.
I don't either. I don't get it. And for them to be 11-3 right now, I think with the way that they've been playing here recently, they're lucky.
Yeah, they're very lucky. Paul Phillip had 120 yards last week, threw a touchdown, first touchdown in 5 years, and also threw a pick. But they almost had that win. Gordon, got the Grandpa Phil out here throwing touchdown passes. Would you bring him back if you're Indy next week, or are you just like, we're trying to save you for the rest of your life? We're not in this playoff hunt anymore. Let's give Riley Leonard a shot here.
I would have gave Riley Leonard a shot in the first place, but since they brought old Unc back, might as well get your money's worth out of him. And if you're out of it, just play him.
He's got to be making league minimum, right?
Oh, I guarantee it. Shit. But I said I wouldn't have benched Riley Leonard. Just give him the start and tell him, just follow your instincts. If you think you need to run, run. I mean, that's what Notre Dame did that one drive. But, I mean, against Ohio State in the national championship. Of course, I'm going to throw that one out there.
Bring up Ohio State national championship on this podcast.
Hey, proud of them.
Hey.
I didn't think they was going to make it because they sucked out loud in the last game of the season. Then this year they won it, and then they lost the Big Ten championship. Anyways, I'll take it. We're still number 2. But anyways, I kept Riley Leonard in there. I think he's a lot better. He's definitely more athletic than Uncle Phil or Papa Phil, whatever you want to call him. Uncle Phil.
Either way.
Dr. Phil, I'm not sure.
Depending on what part of the country, it could be both your Papa and your Uncle Phil. It's whatever.
If he goes to Alabama, yeah.
Yes, actually, I think he was a high school coach in Alabama, right? So, I mean, that's pretty perfect right there. Anyways, fans, so the Pittsburgh Steelers get a big win on Monday Night Football against Miami Dolphins and send Tua into early retirement. I mean, not really, but, might as well be. Quinn Ewers is going to start Sunday against the Bengals. So, Gage, what did you think about your team on Monday night and their big win and taking control of the North?
Well, first off, there's one guy here that really does not make out. Poor Sam Darnold. Or sorry, poor Zach Wilson. He was signed to be the backup quarterback to Tua. And they're like, all right, we're benching Tua. He's going to be the emergency third string. Hey, Quinn, you're starting. And Zach, they're like, what do I got to do? What do I have to do?
I think that's a kind of a, we already know what we got here with you. We want to see what we got with the rookies for the last 3 games.
When you watch that game, like the final score 28-15,
Yeah.
I believe it was. That should not have even been as close as it was. You could tell towards the end, both teams just wanted to get out of there. It was like Steelers do what they normally do. They get the lead and then they play soft, which I was expecting. But like Miami, you're huddling up with 7 minutes to go. You're letting so much time run off. Now, like, what are we doing? And I wouldn't be surprised if Minkah Fitzpatrick is also sent into early retirement after being thrown out of the way by DK Metcalf.
Yeah.
That was fun to watch. I didn't realize it was Minkah until they showed it, and Troy Aikman made a point to say, Minkah Fitzpatrick being thrown out of the way by his former team. But overall, good game. I'm still worried a little bit about the running game on offense. Kenneth Gainwell had a big explosion. Connor Hayward, you know what? 4th and 1, why even punt it at this point? It looks like he has the push down pretty good.
Has it down pretty good as well.
Yeah, he does. Just you can't tell me that's setting up for some sort of trick play. Like it has to, right? Like if it comes down to the week 18 against Baltimore for the division, all right, 3rd and 1, you're not gonna push that. You're gonna fake it. You're gonna have some sort of like flea flicker, pitch back. Rodgers he might run it himself 40 yards for a touchdown. And if that happens, I want this time stamped and come back to put as a short and say that I called it. But DK Metcalf, another good game. Jonnu Smith to get a rushing touchdown against his former team was pretty great. And it was untouched.
Yeah, 14 yards. Who had that? Nobody's seen that coming.
I suspected, and I almost put a bet on it, but I suspected a Jonnu touchdown. Yeah. But I thought it was going to be maybe it might have been a rushing touchdown, maybe a jet sweep, an end around. Not you're going to line up in the backfield, boy, and take this pitch because we're going to make sure you get in the end zone. I loved it a lot. And that's another thing, like Rodgers standing back there for the tush push. I like it. It's aura farming, and it looks great when it works. People are complaining, you're playing 10 and 11 basically. With the way they run the tush push, not really. Because Connor Hayward doesn't really, back up and take a side to go to. He's just like, boom, right there. The edges don't have enough time to crash down, so it's not really 10 on 11. Like, I understand what you're saying. If there's a fumble or something, Rodgers isn't going to have enough speed to get there, recover it. But if there is a fumble and he's right there to get it, guess what? He's not going to want to take a hit either. So you give, you take. Maybe you put Mason Rudolph in there to take a couple quarterback sneaks. I don't know. But all around, good win. Asante Samuel with his first interception as a Steeler. That was awesome to see. Probably would not have happened if Tua didn't let the ball hang up there for 3 hours, because that's what it felt like. And to slow the run game down defensive-wise, you held Achane to under 100 yards, which you take that win. They've held some of the best running backs in the league this year to very minimal yardage, and then you play Buffalo and you get ran all over. But it was one of those things that's like they held Jonathan Taylor under 100 yards. You held Achane under 100 yards. Derrick Henry under 100 yards. People you don't expect to hold. And it's like, all right, I think, no, didn't he have over 100?
That's what I'm saying. He's one of those you wouldn't expect that he did get over 100, and he did.
So it's one of those things that's like, you know what? They played good without TJ Watt. Will it continue? Probably not. But we're hoping it does. If we beat Detroit this week and the Ravens lose, I will feel much better. But I almost don't see us beating Detroit. We'll talk about that in a bit.
So, big win for the Steelers. They're going pretty good. Gordon's Packers, loss.
Not
loss off, not in the win column, but personnel-wise than it was losing just a game. You lost your big acquisition earlier in the season, and, really good defense maybe becomes, I don't know, mediocre?
Shitty.
Yeah. At this point in time?
Probably about 2 ticks below average, right around Sucksville.
Well, speaking of Sucksville, let's go ahead. Dude, and let's just say that the Bengals get blanked by the Ravens last week, 24-0. Lamar Jackson throws for 150 yards. That's it. That's all. And the Ravens win over the Bengals. Joe Burrow throws for 225. No touchdowns, 2 picks. Jamar Chase has over 100 yards receiving on 10 catches. Nothing else to say here on this except for this team has quit. And they quit in the second half for sure. They had a slim shot of still being in the playoffs. I mean, you still had a little bit of a shot, and they acted like they didn't care. What's that Shaq says on Inside the NBA, Cancun on 3? I believe that's what they did when they broke the huddle. Seems that way. Joe Burrow seems like he is going through a phase right now. I don't know what it is. Like, the guy we just talked to a therapist or something. I mean, he's got this emo stuff going on, and like he's had things rough the last few years, a lot rougher than everybody else, and this and that. And he didn't know if he's having fun anymore. People's comparing him to Andrew Luck, and he's like, I don't want anybody to get the wrong impression of me, man. And it's tough out here in this, and it's flipping his hair around. I'm like, dude, what is going on over here in Cincinnati? And then Zach Taylor's like, well, if you can't talk to the general manager, I can't help that. Why is that? After a loss, another loss. It is time. Zach Taylor, Duke Tobin, both of them. Get rid of them. Matt Brown, 17. Kenny Blackburn, 17. Somebody else in. These people. Save Joe Burrow. Save Jamar Chase. Save T. Higgins. Bring in a defense. Get some people that can scout talent so you're not wasting these first and second and third round picks on Jermaine Burton, Shamar Stewart, and these people, Billy Price, all these people. Get some people that can scout some talent. All these other people. You've got a generational quarterback over here, and you're wasting him. He's going to want to quit or demand a trade like Carson Palmer did 20 years ago.
What y'all need is, you might not like it, but as far as scouting talent, you need to get Marvin Lewis back just to scout talent, not the coach, just to scout talent.
Look, their drafts were a lot better when Marvin Lewis was there than what it has been with Zach Taylor. Zach Taylor does not know what he's doing. He's a clueless out here, and he's got to go.
I got to agree. I dealt with that for a while, but you know that.
Why don't you tell us how you really feel?
I'm holding back, guys. I'm really holding back. It's Christmas season. Trying to get in the spirit and everything. Football's over with. I'll just lolly. We play the Dolphins on Sunday. It should have been a Sunday night game. They flexed it to Sunday afternoon, and we still. They're not going to fire Zach Taylor. That's what's going to piss me off so much because Lord knows this in the college football podcast for week after week after week. Pleaded for them to fire Mike Stoops. They had to get rid of him. And finally they did. It was like, it's a Christmas miracle. They fired Mike Stoops. That's what I wanted. Now I'm on the fire Zach Taylor train, bandwagon. Let's do that. Let's fire him. Let's bring in somebody, anybody. They were talking like, hey, what if Brian Flores comes in? Bring him. I don't care. He's got to be better than Zach Taylor. Somebody. This guy doesn't have any answers. If it weren't for Joe Burrow to save him in 2021, they go to that Super Bowl run, Zach Taylor would have been fired after that season. He was horrible his first 2 seasons. His first season with Andy Dalton, Andy Dalton's last season there, Joe Burrow's first season. It was horrible. And then Burrow goes on that magical run to the Super Bowl and saves his job. The guy's not a head coach. He doesn't deserve to be a head coach in this league anymore. Quit riding on the coattails of that 2021 Super Bowl. And see ya. All right. I'm settled down, guys.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
Yell. I yell with you.
Yeah, our segment there, that'd definitely be a yell. So, now that we've got that out of the way, let's talk about the last couple of weeks' picks. Week 14, Gage went 7-6. I went 8-5. Gordon went 8-5. Week 15, Gage went 8-7. Me and Gordon went 7-8. Overall, 142-77 for me, 131-88-1 for Gage, and Gordon's 141-78-1. Just one game separates us. Gage, you're 10 games back of Gordon.
2 weeks go by and I made no progress. I didn't lose any progress, but I made no progress.
We just flipped right there. You went 7-8, we went 8-7, and just flipped it that week. So, yeah, man, it's We got to get better at this, guys. We sucked last week.
Oh, I sucked out loud.
Almost as bad as my Bengals.
Oh.
Another pick by Darnold. A defensive lineman picked him that time.
Seattle's not going nowhere this year.
No targets in the first half for Smith and Jigba. How do you do that?
That's what I'm saying. And Gordon was like, he was well covered, which, yeah, but you still got to find a way to get the guy, the ball.
Just give him a screen. Something.
I know Gordon loves screens.
One of them pop passes.
Something. But
I love screens. Screens are so awesome, especially on 4th and 8 when they're playing press coverage. Yeah, that's a magical call.
Yeah, that's what I would do, like every time. So that's our picks for last week. We're at week 16, guys. Here we just got 3 more weeks of picks. Man, it's kind of sad. I really don't have a lot of pressure left for my Bengals, so I'm just going to enjoy football with stress-free. Just rooting against teams at that point in time. You know what I mean, Gage? You know what I'm saying?
Rooting against. You want to throw some teams out here?
No, we'll just say there's a mystery.
Throw some dudes out here that you want to root against.
There's definitely a dude I want to root against for sure. I just can't say nothing about a dude on here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we're looking at you.
Yeah, you're a Ravens fan, are you, going? By the way?
No.
No, but remember, he is like a hidden Browns fan. So
he had picked the Browns quite a bit earlier in the season.
A lot of my family was Browns fans, but I was never with them.
Shadur Sanders, is he going to be the quarterback the rest of your guys before we get into our other stuff here?
He should be.
For next year?
I mean,
he probably will be for next year. He's already played better than the other two.
He has. Stefanski should be fired, though. This is when the chair broke last week.
Hey, Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, Deshaun Watson's playing, they said. Or he's practicing is what I think he said.
So,
you really get to that?
I mean, you almost have to with how much money you have into it.
I said, well, I'm going to get killed. Well, we're paying you. You can take it.
Go back out there.
Rub some dirt.
Rub some dirt on it. Yeah, just don't get a massage over there. All right. So our next segment we've got here, Gage, it would be...
From turf to tears, it's Injury Fears sideline this week in Gage's fantasies.
So, not a lot of injuries this week. However, we did move into round 2 of the consolation bracket. So, we're in round 2, week 1. I believe it goes for 2 weeks. We are starting off down 12.2 to 0 because he has JSN going. I do have Zach Charbonnet going, but he's on the bench. 11 points sitting there on the bench. It's pretty solid, especially for, the backup running back. I would like to say, Patriots fans, you guys are kind of welcome. You didn't win last week, but Travion Henderson was sitting on the bench, and there was 30.1 points sitting right there with 14 attempts for 148 and 2 touchdowns. Now, I won pretty handedly, so it didn't matter, but you're welcome. Hopefully he continues it this week because he's staying on the bench. Although with the way Aaron Jones is playing, I don't know. Travion Henderson might go.
By the way, who picked the Patriots on that game last week? Or who picked the Bills in that game?
I picked the Patriots.
I picked the Bills. Anyways, go ahead. Sorry.
All right, and this is the part where I hit this one button, exit. All right. Now, injuries, we only have one. It's a questionable mark, and it's the same guy for a little bit now, CeeDee Lamb. He did play last week, thankfully, after the concussion scare. He did not practice today just due to an illness. It's an illness. He's going to play. Right. He's going to play this week, although do they have anything to play for? So maybe they hold him out. I really hope that's not the case. It is going against the Chargers defense. We do have newly extended Jacoby Myers starting in the wide receiver slot. A 3 years, $60 million extension here reported just a couple hours ago. So we got that going for us. Last week, what really helped propel me to an over 100-point victory between 2 weeks combined was a little bit of a 37.4 pointer from Trey McBride as he goes 12 for 134 and 2. And then Amon-Ra St. Brown as we get a touchdown.
A kickoff return.
Was that Shaheed?
Return, yeah. Yeah, it's a punt return touchdown.
Yep, look at there. All righty. Life.
And they have 3 timeouts. Maybe they start using them. Miami.
They'll go huddle up and take it slow. Yeah, anyways.
But then we also got a 41-point performance last week from Amon-Ra St. Brown as he goes 13 for 164 and 2. Let me tell you, happiest freaking person in the world watching whatever game I was watching. And they were like, all right, we got an update for you. All right, let's send it out to L.A. Oh, Amon-Ra St. Brown with another touchdown. Defensive-wise, Browns defense not starting this week because they're against Buffalo. We got the Texans defense going against the Raiders. Texans, we know how they are, right? Held Arizona to 3 touchdowns last week, I believe.
Oh. Points good.
I was about to say, oh my God.
We got a 1-score game, fellas.
Really worried about the quarterback position. Lamar out here against New England. I don't know. Or Jordan Love at Chicago. With receivers out, running back Josh Jacobs questionable and or out. I don't know what the report is on that one. But I don't know who to start, and I'm scared. As far as matchup-wise, 2 weeks, as I mentioned, we are projected to win the first week 129.4 to 109.2. But that is thanks to him not paying attention and having James Conner and Drake London in the starting lineup. And we got, obviously, Conner on IR, Drake London questionable. Hopefully he doesn't play. They do have the Broncos defense going against Jacksonville. And with the way the Jaguars are playing right now, you might get negative points out of that defense. But not a lot of injuries to report this week. I would be curious, like at the end of the year, if I go back through all these segments and just count how many times each player was injured. I have a feeling Aaron Jones is going to be the name that pops up the most. And then right behind him, Lamar Jackson, but never know.
That, and compared to last year, like every week, it was like 3 to 4 guys, season-ending injuries, and there is a turnover for Seattle. Or did I just see that wrong? I think it is it.
I think they were celebrating just because they made a tackle on the kickoff.
I just looked up and I was like, defense is celebrating. They've got a turnover. No, it's not it. Yeah, I think you're right, Gordon. But yeah, man, a lot of injuries overall, but not for your fantasy team this week. So hey, there's.
No, I think we need a new segment. Who's injured on our favorite football team?
Mine's mostly pride injuries. But let's go ahead, guys. Let's get started with our picks for this week, and we've got some games beginning tonight, of course. And then Saturday football. Saturday, the Eagles travel to Washington to face the Commanders at 5 o'clock. At 5 o'clock on Fox. Philly's a 6.5-point favorite. Guys, do you all ever remember a 5 o'clock kickoff for the NFL? Usually it's 4:30 or, 8:15, 1:30. There's a 4:25 at 5 o'clock. That's just kind of odd timing, right, for a game. And also, the Commanders are on prime time. They're playing Christmas. They're playing this Saturday game. The NFL is probably kind of wishing they could flex out of these with the Commanders coming up. Gordon, I'll start with you. What do you think here in this game?
Oh, my God. Sometimes Washington defense comes out and plays. Most of the time, they don't. We don't know who's playing quarterback. Is it Jaden Daniels or is it Marcus Mariota? I'm not sure.
Mariota. Daniels is shut down for the year.
Okay, so Mr. Duck is Mr. Duck is going to play against Mr. Bama or Mr. Sooner, whichever one. He played both schools. I got the Eagles, and I got them covering because 95% of the times, Commanders are just horrible this season.
Gage.
I can't really say much else.
Gage, what do you think?
I'm right there with them. The Eagles, they have not looked great this season by any sorts of the imagination, but Washington is just so bad. Mariota at the helm, you never know which version is going to show up. I'm going to take the Eagles to win, and I'll take them to cover. But I do have to raise the question, why is the NFL competing with college football playoffs?
Great question. I have no idea. I would rather them just play these games on Sundays. No offense. I know, Gordon, you're going to enjoy the Saturday night game or whatever. But, I would put them on separate days. I don't know why they're doing them at the same time. I don't get it at all.
And it's like you flex so many games, just flex the Saturday ones to Sunday.
Yeah, whatever. And it's not like these, one game's got playoff implications. This one has none.
No.
You could put this on at midnight. It wouldn't matter. So with that being said here, the Commanders last week, guys, we all went against the Commanders, and they come out and they beat the Giants.
Yeah.
And that's a little bit different here. The Giants and the Eagles are a little bit different of a teams here. So, and the Eagles, if we talk, one of the more boring, decent teams that there are in the NFL. They're just not exciting at all. They go out and they beat the Raiders last week 31-0. Okay. Cooper DeJean's probably making the biggest headlines of a Philadelphia Eagles player this past week. So with that being said, I think he's going to have a big game to impress his gal. Give me the Eagles with a win. Give me the Eagles with a cover. And that's only because, man, that the Commanders just aren't good when they play big-time teams. So, yeah, it's not going to be a good game. Nobody's going to watch this game hardly. Probably watching college football playoffs instead of that. You're going to watch it, Gordon?
My wife likes them, so we'll be watching it.
Oh, yeah, that's right. All right, well, going on to speaking of, I know you'll be watching this game, Gordon. The Green Bay Packers travel to Chicago to face the Chicago Bears at 8:20. Now, there's the normal kickoff time on Fox. Chicago is a 1.5-point favorite at home. Gage, I'll let you go first, and then I'll go. Then Gordon will save it for you last.
There's so many injuries in this game that you don't know what's happening. I mean, on the Bears side, you got Adunze and someone else who I can't think of off the top of the head. And then for the Packers side, wide receivers, running backs, defense, everyone's hurt. You get an injury, you get an injury, you get an injury. And we have another. Are we?
A.J. Barner touchdown.
We're about to be tied.
We're going for 2 here.
I think to please the people of the podcast, we're going to roll with the underdogs. I'm going to take the Packers in this one just because it feels like the Packers always, just for the most part, of course, have the Bears number because as we all know, Green Bay owns Chicago. Now, might have been with a different quarterback, but Green Bay owns Chicago. Give me Green Bay in this one, and obviously they cover.
I'm pretty sure the quarterback that they used to have told the Chicago fans one time, I own you. Your whole life, I have owned you. So I think that...
I'm pretty sure there was another word in there as well, but
I'm going to go here with, the last time these two teams played, Chicago had a chance at it. Caleb Williams throws a pick late in that one. There's a lot more injuries in this one here. I don't think Green Bay's defense is the same. We all agree it's not the same. It's not the same at all. That worries me for Green Bay long-term, Gordon. You'll make the playoffs, but how far can you go in the playoffs with that defense being the way that they are? The Bears, they've looked pretty good. I mean, they beat down Cleveland the other day. It is Cleveland, but overall, they've been for real this year, actually. But this time, I think that the Packers find a way to pull it off in Chicago, and they win this game. So, Gordon, I'm going to go ahead and say it early here. Give me the Packers in this one, and give me the Packers to cover because they are the road dog, Jesse James. All right, Gordon, what do you got?
Well, I'm going to take the Packers, and there's really no logical sense behind it because of who's out. I don't even know if Christian Watson is playing. He is questionable. But, like I said, we still have Dobbs, Mr. Big Helmet. I think he's going to be in the cast of Spaceballs 2 to search for more money with that head special helmet. My God, is that... Other people wear it, but his looks like it's so freaking huge. Anyways, and I mean, I think Josh Wiley's out. He's our third string tight end. So, but we still have, now forget it. We don't have Musgrave. We got him, but they don't use him because he either stumbles and falls walking into the end zone or he trips over his own feet, one of the two. And I liked him too.
He was horrible last week, Musgrave.
He can't block. He can't block for shit.
He couldn't catch either last week.
No, but give me... Even with Micah Parsons out, hopefully one of the other 3 guys that are supposed to be pass rushers can do something, which I doubt. I mean, they're so used to Parsons splitting 3 that they don't have to really fight with but one person. And they can't break away from one person, let alone 2.
And that's what's got to worry you because Parsons would eat up blockers. And now they can spread out who they're blocking.
I know that is what bothers me. My heart's telling me Green Bay, my head's telling me Chicago, but I can't pick Chicago against Green Bay. Give me the Packers, and they're the road dogs, but you already said it.
That's kind of like until the Bears actually beat the Packers, you really can't pick the Bears, right? So that's the way we're rolling here.
They did beat them the last game, the last time they played them last year, which is the first time they beat them since
1 in 15 or something like that. It's not been good.
What are they reviewing on this 2-point conversion?
I don't know. I've looked at it a few times, and
I wonder if they think it's a lateral. And then Charbonnet picks it up in the end zone.
Yeah, I think that's what they're trying to see. I don't think it is.
It's close.
I think it was going forward.
I think it was too. Let's see here what he says here. After reviewing the play, I can't read lips. So he's gonna have to come up here and tell me what it is. I guess they're saying it's what you were saying, call reversed. 2-point try.
Charbonnet just picks it up. He's like, all right.
It's good for 2 points. You're talking. Seattle doesn't win now. I mean, fate is trying to give them this game right here.
That is straight across. That is a forward pass.
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of thinking here, but they disagreed. Wow. Okay, we're got a tie ball game right now on Thursday Night Football when we declared The Seahawks dead for the season just 10 minutes ago. All right.
What just happened?
I had no idea.
Homer refs.
Oh, man. The 13th man over here now, the refs.
Yeah, they're.
I don't think I can say I've ever seen something like that.
I've seen the Fail Mary.
Yeah.
Sit there and watch that shit.
That was the Seahawks. That was Russell Wilson, wasn't his first year.
Yeah.
Oh,
The defender come out with the ball, and then the offensive player stripped it away from him, and they called it a touchdown.
and that was with the scrub referees.
Yes.
So when they were in strike. All right, so that's Saturday's slate. Like Gage said, I don't know what we got Saturday slate. Save it for Sunday. Sunday's games, we start off with a banger. The New York Jets travel to New Orleans to face New Orleans Saints at 1 o'clock on CBS. New Orleans is a 4.5-point favorite. Gordon, Tyler Shuck has played decent the last couple of weeks. What do you think here?
Well, this is the game of the. Anyways,
There's a few contenders on that one.
yeah, there's quite a few on this today. That slate, Sunday slate. Oh my God, is it spectacular?
Yeah.
But anyways, and if you're going to pick a road dog, this is the game to do it because you got two teams that are sucking out loud pure garbage. This is going to be a dumpster fire game. Give me the Jets because they are the road dogs, and I don't even know why I'm picking them. But then again, if I said I was picking the Saints, I wouldn't know why I'm picking them.
Gage, Gordon's got some confidence in Brady Cook. You feeling the same way?
I had to do a little bit of Googling here quick to see if Brady Cook was starting and what the heck is happening to this quarterback room. Brady Cook is starting. Adrian Martinez was his backup last week. Adrian Martinez is now back with the 49ers, so the Jets are like, well, we need somebody. So they go out and sign third-round pick from 2023, Hendon Hooker, to the practice squad.
He's not bad.
I didn't even know Hooker was not with Detroit anymore.
I didn't either until just now.
New to me.
Learn something.
I feel like I have picked the Jets several times this season, and they've screwed me. I feel like I have picked the Saints several times this season, and they have screwed me. Can I say a tie? I don't think that'll happen, but at this point, who knows? I'm riding with the favorite. Tyler Shuck is going to keep shucking it. Give me the Saints, and they cover.
Oh, overall on this game right here, the Saints did get a win over divisional foes the last 2 weeks. They beat Tampa Bay, and they beat the Panthers last week. Tyler Shuck hasn't looked bad. Man, the Jets, Brady Cook. You let Brady cook again this week? I mean, I guess you could call it him cooking last week. I mean, that's Isaiah Davis leads the team in rushing. I mean, you guys got Breece Hall. Like, what's going on over here? Like, why Isaiah Davis is out here running the ball? I don't know. I don't know what's going on with either one of these teams. It's a dumpster fire, like Gordon said. So in that case, just give me the home favorites here. Give me a Saints win, but give me a Jets cover because why not at this point? I mean, next matchup. Gordon, I think you're muted. Oh, there you are.
You left me on Poo Poo Island, man.
Yeah. There's several other opportunities to get off of that there, but we'll see. The next matchup we've got the Buffalo Bills travel to Cleveland to face the Cleveland Browns at 1 o'clock on CBS. Buffalo's a 10.5-point favorite. Gage, Buffalo's looking pretty good here lately. What do you think?
Yeah, and the Browns have not been looking great. You lose to Tennessee, your offense goes out and just craps the bed last week. Bills are going to come out and just lay the smackdown. They're going to win, but I think the Browns defense keeps it a little bit closer than 10.5. It might be a 9-point game, but I think either way, Cleveland covers. So give me a Bills win, Cleveland covers, and Browns still suck.
Gordon, what do you think?
I tend to agree. I got the Bills winning, but I don't have them covering because they ain't been good against the run, and Quinshon Judkins is a pretty good running back. Their line's not god-awful. It's not good, but it's not god-awful. But it's been proven that you can run on the Bills even with a shitty team. Well, last week, that goes without saying, but, But you can run on them. So give me the Bills, and I think they're going to – actually, I think it's only going to be about a 4 to 6 point game. I think it's going to be pretty close. Browns' defense is pretty good, and Bills' offensive line is a little shaky at times. So Myles Garrett's a pain in the butt to block.
Yeah.
So the Bills last week, they got down 21-0 to the Patriots, and everybody's like going ahead and crowning the Patriots AFC East champs. And then Buffalo storms all the way back, wins that game 35-31, entertaining game. Josh Allen, looking like, hey, maybe you shouldn't be talking about your wife getting pregnant, man, in the middle of the week and should be preparing for the Patriots, dude. And then all of a sudden they come back and win. Anyways, Cleveland, on the other hand, 31-30 to the Bears. Like, you had a really good week offensively the week before against the Titans, and then nothing last week. I mean, it wasn't good. Myles Garrett still on that defense. I think that the Bills are going to come out and they're going to win this game. I think that the Bills may win by about 10. I'll give a slight Browns cover. But also, I think Myles Garrett breaks the sack record this week. He's at 21.5. And I think this week's the week he does it on Josh Allen.
Yeah, he only needs 1.5, right? It's still 22.5 sacks, isn't it?
Yep. So I think he breaks it this week. And he's got 2 more games to just completely shatter that thing. So give me the Bills win, but give me a Browns small cover.
It would be very funny if Myles Garrett goes the next 3 weeks without a sack.
It'd just be that short. It could happen, but we'll see. I don't think it will. The next matchup we've got the Kansas City Chiefs travel to Houston to face the Houston Texans on CBS. I think somebody messed this up. There's no way that's what that is.
No, it's Titans. Chiefs and Titans.
Yeah, Chiefs and Titans. Did I think? Yes. Yeah. Boy. Alrighty. So, next game we've got, we're going to go with the Bengals traveling to Miami to face the Dolphins at 1 o'clock on CBS. Cincinnati is a 4.5-point favorite. What do you think about the Bengals and the Dolphins? Because totally it wasn't. Yeah.
Real quick, I want to make you guys laugh. You guys see these?
Yeah.
You know how I told you my arm was loose on the chair? If anything falls apart, it's going to be that.
The arm fell apart.
The arm fell apart.
At least you're still with us and you didn't fall out of the chair. Holyfield's still up, going into round 10 right now. All right.
Bengals, Dolphins, this game's just not – there's nothing to be excited for with this one. It's Joe Burrow, an emo, depressed Joe Burrow.
Yes. Going
against Quinn Ewers. Who's going to come out on top? Because I really don't know. We don't know what Quinn can do in the NFL. We know we can do in college. Pretty good. Pretty good at college. Better than most, we could say.
Well, Tua was pretty good in college, too.
Not many left-handers are good in the NFL, unless you're Michael Vick for a majority of your career and Steve Young or Tim Tebow for one season, and then you knock Pittsburgh out of the playoffs. But anyways, Bengals, Dolphins.
Thomas on slant.
75 yards per time. This one, I believe, deserves a coin flip. And this is coming off the top of the head. We're going to use the cat that just fell off of the chair. I think it's pretty fair. If it lands on this side, we're going to go with the Bengals. And if it lands this side, we're going to go with the Dolphins. Well, sorry, Brent. It landed on the Dolphins side. So give me Miami in this one. And obviously, underdogs, they cover.
Not mad at it. Gordon, what do you think?
If they can stop the run, they're going to be able to beat the Dolphins because Devon Achane is their – well, they got Jalen Waddle, but for some reason – I don't know. Quinn Ewers might be able to find him.
He might too, again.
But Tua's not real good at it. He finds him. He just can't hit him.
Yeah.
So I've got the Bengals have got to show up better than they did last week. Getting embarrassed like that has to bring something out of them. So I got the Bengals winning, but I don't have them covering. I actually figure it's going to be kind of a higher scoring game. It's going to be quite a few touchdowns.
Yeah, neither one of these teams are really great at defense. Miami's probably a little bit better than the Bengals are at defense for sure because the Bengals are the bottom of the NFL. Joe Burrow, like you mentioned, the emo Joe Burrow out here, like, oh man, like sitting in his room, just like, man, listen to like philosophy podcasts and, you know.
He's probably listening to old Taylor Swift breakup songs.
He might be. I don't know what's going on with him, but I want the Joe Burrow, the cocky Joe Burrow that would come out there and be like, yeah, you know what, we're just going to roll up out here and score 40 and whatever happens after that. And we really don't care. You know, give me the swaggy Joe Burrow, not this emo. I don't know what to do with my life anymore. I'm such a crisis, man. Quinn Ewers starting for the Dolphins. I don't really think it matters. They still got Achane. Like you said, he may be able to hit Waddle. This should be a high-scoring game. I'm with you, Gordon. I like the over in this game. But I think the Bengals are going to win. But I think the Dolphins cover it about a field goal game. I don't feel good about it. Don't really care. Who cares? If the Bengals lose, whatever. But I think they'll win. So there's that.
And if they lose, it's just all the more reason to fire Zach Taylor.
You know what? I think if they win, I fire Zach Taylor for going 7-10 with the freaking Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase and T. Higgins with all the next matchup we've got here. The freaking Chiefs on the Tennessee to face the Tennessee Titans at 1 o'clock on CBS. Kansas City is a 3-point favorite. Gage, What do you think here?
I still think that spread is wrong because Gardner Minshew versus Cam Ward, that matchup is going to feed families for minutes and minutes and minutes, because after the first quarter, people are going to be like, what is this trash? And find another game to watch. Mahomes' unfortunate injury last week, and the Kansas City Chiefs get eliminated from playoffs in the same game. I'd like to say that, wow, we're going to have a new dynasty. The Chiefs dynasty is over. The Patriots are right back, dang it. Like,
That's what we wish for.
But I don't have any faith in Cam Ward. Cam Ward could go against my old high school football team, and I would still pick the high school football team over him. Give me the Chiefs. Minshew Mania is back. He's running wild on everyone the rest of the season. Give me the Chiefs, and they cover.
Gordon, what do you think?
Well, without the Magic Man back there, and I'm going to talk about Don Mikowski and talk about Patrick Mahomes. I mean, I've taken the Chiefs every week, and that's mainly most of my losses. My team and the Chiefs. Solid. I picked them every week. I'm not doing it this week. I'm actually picking the rolling dumpster fire and the powder blues, and not the Chargers either. Give me the Titans, the home dogs, because why not? My record sucked last week. It might as well suck this week too. Give me the road dogs. Give me home dogs.
So the Titans the last couple of weeks, Cam Ward, it's not great. But Tony Pollard's actually had a decent game the past few weeks for the Titans. The game last week was a little bit closer than what the score was. 37-24. They put up 24. Some of that was garbage time there. They beat the Browns the week before, putting up a lot of points on that defense. Kind of surprising, but they've been somewhat competitive the last few weeks. Not a whole lot. The Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes, everybody was glad the dynasty was over, but, Mahomes goes out with the ACL. He may not be ready to go by the beginning of next year. I know they say that he's going to be, maybe not. But, you hate to see a player go down, when it really doesn't matter. And that's what happened to him there. Minshew Mania is back, and that brings me to one of my favorite Chris Berman nicknames here with Gardner Minshew. It's, he's back, and I'm thinking he gets the win for the Chiefs in this one. I'm going with the Chiefs in this one. Push. They win by a field goal. Harrison Butker kicks it as time expires to beat the Tennessee Titans in this battle of Titanic proportions. So the next matchup we've got here. The LA Chargers travel to Dallas to face the Dallas Cowboys at 1 o'clock on Fox. Dallas is a 2.5-point favorite in this one. Gordon, something's up with this one too, right? The line here? What's going on with Vegas this week?
I think what they're thinking about is because even though the Chargers have a good cornerback, they struggle against when there's two good receivers, in which Dallas does have two good receivers. They got a good tight end, and they got a decent running game. Their defense has been getting a little better, but I'm going to roll with the guy that stole my sign, Harbaugh, and give me the Chargers because they are the road dogs. Jesse James.
Gage, what do you think here?
Dallas, they have nothing left to play for, so how much are they really going to be trying? I know that probably, they're going to be trying. They're going to be playing their hearts out. They're getting paid if they play. Who cares? There's no playoff implications for Dallas anymore. And like I mentioned earlier, CeeDee Lamb in this week, or I should say today, with an illness, so he didn't practice. Are they going to hold him out? Because it's we don't want him to really get sick. Will Ryan Flournoy take over for him in that spot? Will Pickens give effort this week? And will Dallas's defense keep up? I don't know. The Chargers are a hit or miss team. Kamani Vidal is a hit or miss running back. Justin Herbert, hit or miss on some of his passes. Will his receivers catch? This is a hard one to pick. I'm going to go with Gordon on this one. I'm going to take the Chargers. Road dog Jesse James just comes out on top on this, and he doesn't need to make a tag to his tag team.
So I think that this game here, like you said, is Dallas even, hey, they're still going to play hard even though they're out of it. I heard the same thing about the Cincinnati Bengals last week, and we seen how that went for them. Shut out. I don't think Dallas is going to get shut out because it's still hard to shut that offense out. Maybe the best offense in the league. And that's nobody would have thought that at the beginning of the season. But Pickens and Lamb, like you said, Lamb is sick. 100-some yards last week coming off of that concussion the week before. Flournoy, he had 40-some yards. Pickens, come on, man. What are you doing the last couple of weeks? Not a whole lot. Javonte Williams has had a really good season this year for the Cowboys in that offense. We thought he was dead in the water coming over from Denver. Didn't know what they were doing, we thought. The Chargers, on the other hand, they've got a good defense, but they're going to be tested by the Cowboys. Can they do anything on offense? Because that front four for Cowboys, since they traded for Quentin Williams, they've been a lot more improved. I seen Gordon's guy, Kenny Clark, had a pretty big play last week in that game, blowing up a play. He makes some plays every once in a while over on that defense for that front four. I still don't understand why Dallas is the favorite in this one, because they're out of the playoffs and really don't have a whole lot to play for. They don't care about playing the spoiler to the Chargers. Give me the Chargers to win this one. I think that they cover because, they're the dogs. I've already used mine. So the next matchup that we've got, the Minnesota Vikings travel to New Jersey to face the New York Giants at 1 o'clock on Fox. Minnesota's a 3-point favorite. Gage, what do you think here? Your boy, hey, 9. Looked pretty good last week, right? Against the Cowboys.
I'm Googling something here real quick. Okay, that's what I thought. So Jackson Dart comes back and starts. And for the first couple quarters, I'm like, see, this is why Jameis Winston needs to be the starter. Because it seems like Jackson Dart in the offense, he doesn't try to push the ball downfield a lot. Now, there is no run game, so I will give him that. But Winston didn't have a run game, and he was still making it at least entertaining games. Push the ball downfield, and J.J. McCarthy, who's going to show up? Will it be 9? Will it be J.J.? No one knows. No one knows. Maybe you get Justin Jefferson. Maybe he'll actually – okay, I know everyone on him about the one drop in the end zone. Listen, he has not had many opportunities this year to score touchdowns. So you got to come a break. He didn't know where he was. Maybe he thought he was out of bounds because he's not used to being in there this season. So he was just like, screw it, I'll bat it down. If you're going to win, you got to get that guy involved. I don't know why he is just, well, I can explain to you why. Poor quarterback play. But even still, it's like, this is the guy, get it to him. It's just like with Cincinnati, get Jamar the ball. Just like with Pittsburgh, get Metcalf the ball. Just like with the Seahawks, we were talking earlier, get Jameson the ball. Get a freaking Jefferson the ball. JJ to JJ needs to happen, and I think it's going to happen a little bit more this week. McCarthy has been impressive the past couple games. I will give him that. 9 is coming alive, and I think the Vikings pull this one out. They cover. I'm going to say they win by 9 because why not?
Gordon, Puka just makes a big catch down the sidelines right here. Man, that guy can just get open like nobody else right now. Gordon, what do you think?
Well, I said we got the Vikings and the Gents.
Little Giants.
Yeah, the Little Giants. It's time to go to the annexation of Puerto Rico play. J.J. McCarthy is so god-awful. I know he had a couple good weeks, but oh my God. Anyways, but if the Giants want to, they can pressure with 4. If you can pressure with 4, it's just going to confuse the shit out of him. That's been proven on numbers of occasions. So I'm going to take the home dogs, the Giants.
Well, this is another contender for game of the week, with the 8th. The Vikings, like you mentioned, Gage, how do you not get Justin Jefferson involved? Like, what are you guys doing? Like, he's averaging like 60-some yards a game, which it was like, I think it said like over 120 last season. You're half of that this season. Comes down to the quarterback play. It's got to be. Like, you've had Carson Wentz throwing to you, Max Bruxmer. That was a delight. And then none here. And then the Giants, Jackson Dart, he's been okay, I guess. Now, I think we're all Jameis Winston fans here on this podcast. We'd all like to see Jameis Winston for entertainment purposes. I'm going to roll with Gordon in this one. I think the Giants get a win at home against the Vikings. Give me the Giants. And, of course, the Giants cover because they're the home dogs, and we can't do anything on that one. So we go to our last 1 o'clock game of the week, and it's NFC South matchup. It's a big one. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers travel to Carolina to face the Carolina Panthers at 1 o'clock on Fox. Tampa Bay's a 3-point favorite on the road. Gordon, Panthers are at home. We know what we talked about with the Panthers at home. What do you think?
Well, they've lost once at home, but I think. But anyway, but that doesn't matter because Baker Mayfield's been playing kind of shit-tastic. Yeah, I would agree with that. You got to give it the right word. It's awful is awful is the Green Bay secondary. He's been playing worse at quarterback than Green Bay secondary so far this past few games. He's been playing very shit-tastic. But the Panthers at home, and I love their defense. J.C. Horn is out of this world.
Mm-hmm.
Give me the Panthers. Give me the Panthers to win this game.
All right, little upset there. Little home dogs. Gage, what do you think?
That's so crazy because I was going to go that route too. The Panthers taking them Took him a lot of times last year as the underdog pick of the week. Took him a few times this year. And every single time, I feel like that's when Bryce Young just says, I don't want to play this week. They rely a lot on the run game. Rico Dowdle, especially. He's still on fire. Almost a breakout season. He had 1,000 yards last year. Aiming for that this year. Tampa Bay's just been bad recently. I don't know what's going on. You got Mike Evans back, and it's like, okay, let's get this guy the ball. I think in order to maintain the 1,000-yard streak, he needs to average like 80 yards a quarter in the next few games. So I'm pretty sure that one's done for. And Baker, you know what, Gordon? I'm going to need a dictionary by you because your superlatives are awesome. I think you described it perfectly. I'm also going to roll with the Panthers here. Yeah, give me the Panthers, and they're the dogs.
You know what, Gage? That may be an off-season podcast that we do here. Gordon's Merriam-Webster Dictionary, and he explains all of his sayings and words and everything to describe all these players and wonderful plays that we get on this podcast. But with this here, the Panthers, they lost one game at home, and that was to the Bills. They got crushed. Then they beat the Rams. The Buccaneers earlier in the season, man, I did a podcast with Steven from Sports by Compian, and our thumbnail on here was Baker for MVP, ? And since then, they have absolutely went downhill very fast. Mike Evans is back. They've forced him the ball a lot last week.
Yeah.
And they should have won that game against the Falcons if it wasn't for Kyle Pitts. I mean, 49 fantasy points killed me last week. I mean, but I think that the Buccaneers go in to Carolina and they give the Panthers their second loss and they take control of the NFC South. Give me Tampa Bay and give me a Tampa Bay cover in this one. I think they win by a touchdown.
Now, you had the chance to not be on an island there, and you said, bye, guys, I'm staying here.
Yeah. I'm like, you know what? I could be on the Carolina bandwagon with you guys, or I could get off the islands or get on the island. So I chose the island. So.
You said y'all had that thing on it said Baker Mayfield question for MVP ? Well, that question was answered. No.
It was answered pretty quickly. It's on the next matchup that we've got. We go to the 4 o'clock slate. And the Jacksonville Jaguars, this could be an actual game of the WEEK. They go to Denver to face the Denver Broncos at 4:05 on Fox. Denver is a 3-point favorite. Gordon, what do we think here?
Well, me and you have talked. I've picked Denver a lot this season. Because I figured they were going to be at least decent. And I didn't have a lot of faith in their conference except for Kansas City, but they have let me down a lot this year. Mm-hmm. Jags have been like a ball of fire so far this past few weeks. I mean, they've been putting up on points on everybody, and I'm not talking in few, I'm talking in bunches. Mm-hmm. Broncos didn't start winning that game until Michael Parsons went out last week. He went out, they scored 13 points in the third quarter after he went out. So that doesn't give me a lot of confidence. I mean, we lost Evan Williams and Michael Parsons in the same quarter or in the same game on defense. Evan Williams is our safety. Now, he's not out for the season like Parsons. I hate talking about that. But anyways, give me the Jaguars because they are on fire, and I think they could put up points on there because they can run the ball good too.
Gage, what do you think?
I'm going to roll with that as well. A lot of underdog picks coming in this week. I'm going to go with Jacksonville as well for the same points that Gordon made. They're scoring and scoring and scoring. And it's crazy to see that ever since Jacoby Myers has come over, this offense has been rejuvenated. A guy who was not wanted, not used by the Raiders this season at all, goes over to Jacksonville, and Trevor Lawrence is like, that's my guy. You guys got me. We have Brian Thomas Jr. We had Travis Hunter. Jacoby, I like you. Enough to earn him an extension, $20 million a season, and it's going to continue. Jacksonville's going to roll. Give me them in this one. I think it's going to be a close game, though. I would hit the under on whatever the over-under is because I think both defenses.
So this game right here that we're watching right now, the Seahawks and Rams, 30-30, they're going to overtime. The Denver Broncos, this is a battle of winning streaks. They've won 10 straight. Jacksonville has won 5 straight. We've all made fun of Liam Cohen at the beginning of the season with his Duval chant that he had. But he's a good coach. He's a good offensive coach for sure. He's got them rolling right now. They're looking pretty good. Trevor Lawrence is looking like he deserved to be a number 1 pick, right, lately. Denver, you keep picking against them. I kept picking against them because I'm just don't really believe in them. But they keep winning, and they keep beating pretty good teams for the most part. I mean, I picked the Packers last week. I know Parsons went out, but Denver still, they pulled off the win there. But I'm going to roll with you guys here. I'm going to get off the island, and I'm going to join the boat with you all here. Give me the Jacksonville Jaguars to win this one. Of course, I think they cover because they're the road dog. I already done that. All right, so give me Jacksonville.
I think I saw a thing earlier where Liam Cohen is like 4 wins away in Jacksonville from being the 4th winningest coach in Jacksonville history.
That is insane.
That's Jacksonville bit. It's awful. God.
Jacksonville hails from the land of Sucktopia.
There's another one. I can't wait for that podcast. So we've got the next matchup, the Atlanta Falcons against the Arizona Cardinals at 4:05. Atlanta's a 3-point favorite. Gordon, this could be another candidate for game of the WNBA. What do you think?
Oh my God. Such iconic games has been lined up this week. Oh my God.
What a slate.
Well, at least it's bad on bad and good on good. I mean, there is some good on bad, but but there's a lot of bad on bad.
Yeah, no doubt.
I got Arizona, and I don't know why. Kirk Cousins seems to know where Kyle Pitts is, but Jacoby Brissett throws the ball everywhere. This is the battle of the tight ends.
Yeah.
Trey McBride versus Kyle Pitts. I've got Michael Wilson starting because I'm hoping Marvin Harrison Jr. is out, because when he's out, Michael Wilson is targeted a lot, and he's on my fantasy team. But so is Marvin Harrison Jr., but he's always injured. At least this year he is. And when he's out, Michael Wilson's targeted like 16 times when he's out, and he gets like 12 catches and shit. So I'm hoping that's what it is. Just give me the Cards, and they, of course, they cover because they're the home dogs. Billy Gunn.
Gage, what do we think here in this one?
Gordon, I don't know if you're like reading my mind or what's going on. You're stealing all my picks so far. I'm also going to roll with the Cardinals in this one. You said it's a battle of the tight ends. There's a big difference. McBride's a good tight end. Kyle Pitts shows up for 1 week and gets all the hype and then disappears for the rest of the season. Arizona, their offense, spectacular. Falcons, if they get Bijan going, we always say, Bijan going, you're going to have a good day. Cardinals defense sucks, though. We've learned that this entire year. But I think there's going to be just one mistake by Kirk Cousins, and it's the whole turning point of the game. Give me give me Arizona. Almost went against the entire thing I just said. The road dog. Nope, home dog. Here we go. Billy Gunn.
So the Atlanta Falcons.
Thank God.
You didn't know? Anyways, the Atlanta Falcons last week, they beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers by 1. Kyle Pitts has a huge game. But as Gage mentioned, Bijan has a big game as well, which has been a recipe for success for the Atlanta Falcons for this season.
Yeah.
The Arizona Cardinals, they're putting up all kinds of offensive numbers. They put up the other team puts up all kinds of offense on them too. This should be a good, fun offensive matchup here, I believe, between these two teams. As you mentioned, Michael Wilson gets a lot of targets. Trey McBride gets a lot of targets. And Jacoby just throws the ball all over the place. I don't know. I don't feel good about either one of these right here. I'm going to roll with the Falcons here because I think they get Bijan going. The Cardinals have won 3 games this year, and they score a lot of points. They're fun to watch, but they just can't never finish a game out. So give me Atlanta. Give me Atlanta to push. 3-point game in what should be a fun offensive game, but this would probably be one of the more exciting game of the weeks to watch this week. We go to the 425 slate. We've got 2 games here, and we got the Las Vegas Raiders traveling to Houston to face the Houston Texans at 425 on CBS. Houston is a 14.5-point favorite at home. Gage, what do we think here?
I was just thinking to myself, there has not been like a giant spread so far. And right here we are, 14.5. And this would be a great time for me to use the underdog. We're not going to, though. Give me the Texans in this one. Raiders are bad. It does not matter who is quarterbacking. If it's Geno Smith, Kenny Pickett, if Tom Brady comes out of retirement, they're just going to be bad. Give me the Texans, and I'm going to take them to cover the 14.5.
Gordon, what do you think?
When Pete Carroll's even saying there's a chance that Geno Smith can start, like that's going to make a difference. I dropped the Packers defense off of the team I still got in Super Bowl or in the playoffs in the championship bracket because Green Bay just lost all their points with Michael Parsons going down. So now I got the Texans. So I'm hoping they score about 30 points, probably more than what the Raiders have scored all season in any game because God, they've been bad. Yeah, I got Houston. I got them covering. I say they win by 21 or 28. I mean, it's going to be an ass whooping.
This is one of the biggest spreads of the season, and this is one that's going to get covered easily. The Raiders last week, Kenny Pickett throws for 60-some yards passing, and then they only rush for, 46 yards overall against a good Philadelphia Eagles defense. Not a great Philadelphia Eagles defense, but a good one. This Houston Texans defense, on the other hand, is a great defense. Yeah, Seahawks ball right now. With 7 minutes left, and he gets both hands underneath of it.
My God.
Oh,
No,
it doesn't.
no.
It hits the turf.
And it wobbles.
Yep. It can hit the turf, but it moved. Let's see on this angle right here.
He doesn't have control of it yet. Hit the ground. Then it moved.
It moved. Yeah,
It needs to come out of his hands. That's not pick.
That's no catch. So back to this. The Raiders, awful. All over it, awful. And they're going against that really great Houston defense. Houston will put up some points against that Raiders team. I think this will be about a beatdown as it was last week against the Eagles. Give me the Texans to win, and I think that they cover that easily. And then what do you do if you're the Raiders after this? Like, what do you do in the offseason as the Raiders? I mean, you've got absolutely nothing but Brock Bowers over there. What do you do?
I think you relocate and you rebrand. Just become a whole new NFL team.
Yeah.
Sell Max Crosby for at least one first-round draft pick.
Yeah.
Be happy you got it.
I'm sorry, I didn't mention Max Crosby. You got Max Crosby on defense, you got Brock Bowers on defense, and nothing else at all, anywhere. The next matchup we've got, the Pittsburgh Steelers travel to Detroit to face the Detroit Tigers. At 4:20, I know, it's the Detroit Lions. I said the Tigers. At 4:25 on CBS, Detroit is a 7-point favorite at home against Pittsburgh. A 7-point favorite, Gage. Gordon, I'll let you go first, then I'll go, and then Gage will finish her up there.
Well, I would like to start this off by telling Gage I apologize.
Apologies.
I'm saying as nicely as possible. I'm not going to go into my reasons why.
Please do.
But if I have to, I got to say, there is two running backs, and Amon-Ra St. Brown and Jahmyr Gibbs is hard to stop. And that's about it. I mean, that's all. That's really all the reasoning I need. Jahmyr Gibbs is too fast for damn near anybody to catch. If you can see his jersey, you're already too late. If you can read his nameplate, he's gone. But I'll tell you what, I wouldn't be surprised if they did win. Pittsburgh does win, because Lions seem to be choking a lot this year.
Yeah.
The games they should win, they don't win. But they're fighting for their playoff lives, just like Pittsburgh is. But just give me the Lions, but I don't think they'll cover. I think it's going to be. I don't think they'd win by 7. It's going to be a pretty close game. It's going to be entertaining. I like defensive games, and I really got to feel it. That's what it's going to come down to.
So these two teams right here, Pittsburgh, they won last week. They win the week before against Baltimore. 2 big wins for them. You know, again, it must wins to win that division. Which looks like if they win this week, they're going to win that division. The Lions had a lead over the Rams last week. Was looking really good, and their defense let them down.
Game over.
Just scores a touchdown.
Game over.
Well, Seattle hasn't had possession yet?
I thought they did.
I don't think so.
No, because the Rams started off with the kickoff.
Yeah, so Seattle gets the ball. So Pittsburgh, like you said, they can stop a really good running back. They can hold them to under 100 yards. Can they stop 2 really good running backs? Who's going to cover Amon-Ra? Okay, if you get somebody to cover him, who's covering Jamison Williams?
And then there's Sam Laporta.
Well, Sam Laporta's out.
Well, their other tight end. They got 5 of them.
Yeah, who is that tight end?
Probably the left tackle.
Yeah, Dan Skipper. You got a left tackle out there too playing tight end, don't they, Washington?
Yeah,
This should be a really good game. I think Pittsburgh's going to keep it close. I think Pittsburgh actually comes out in this game, Gage, and they cover the spread, but Detroit ultimately wins this game. Give me the Lions to win, Pittsburgh cover, and what should be an entertaining game right here. It should be back and forth. Gage is going to be yelling from the couch in this one for sure. Gage, what are your thoughts on this game?
So I would like to start this off with reading you a little excerpt of the life of a Lions fan, coming from the former roommate from last week. Let's see here. Lions are so effing frustrating to watch. How do we go from blowing out the Cowboys to having negative yards in the second half? Goat Goff doing Goff things, losing in LA. Not his fault, though. Defense sucks so much ass. Can't lose when you score 30. And then I said, I can't wait for the Steelers to blow another halftime lead tomorrow night. And he said, Lions did it today. I'm reminded of pre-2024 Lions days. Yeah, the Lions, they're not the same team that they were last year. You asked who's going to cover these people. Amon-Ra will probably be shadowed by Joey Porter.
Defensive holding. Sorry, number 24 defense.
I'd like to say he only has 6 penalties, I believe, this year. He has less penalties than Patrick Surtain. He has less penalty yardage than Patrick Surtain. So I don't know where all these people are coming up with, oh, he has so many penalties. No, he has very poorly timing penalties. There's a big difference here.
And that's when people pay attention.
It's like you could have 20 penalties and none of them really matter. You could have 2 penalties that cost you the Super Bowl and you're going to be looked at like a jag. So when it comes to it, Joey Porter will be there. Kyle Duggar is back. And then you got Ramsey at safety. They're going to play a lot of 2 high safety, I feel, in this one, because you got to stop Amon-Ra. You got to stop Jameson Williams, like you mentioned. The run game, defensive-wise, Josh Jacobs held to 33 yards. Jonathan Taylor, 45. Derrick Henry, 94. Devon Achane, a guy who might be faster than Jahmyr Gibbs, 57 yards. Now, this is all in the rushing game. Receiving, let's not look at those numbers. And Gibbs having a great year. Montgomery, he's more of your short yardage guy, it feels like. He's going to break off a run every here and there. But if you need a yard or 2 or even 3, hand it to that guy. Derek Harmon, I believe, is going to be out again this week, which is really going to suck. He's been a treasure to the rushing defense of the Steelers. Offensive-wise, Arthur Smith, until the last drive of the first half, I was like, Jesus, we're going to lose 3-0 last week. This is going to be awful. And then he started calling a good game. And I was like, okay, this is unusual. What is happening? Steelers went and scored on 4 drives in a row. First time they've done that in a game since 2018, I believe that they said. And the Dolphins just ran out of momentum. You could see it. And the Steelers defense started playing soft. The offense started playing soft. Everyone just wanted to get out of here. You're going to have to score a lot of points this week. And I don't know if they can do it. VS got his first touchdown, first catch with Pittsburgh last week. It was kind of reminiscent of a little bit of Green Bay Packer days there to see Rodgers connecting with MVS. You got to get Adam Thielen involved more. He's been there for 2 games now, and he has 2 catches for 5 yards, 7 yards maybe. Got to get him in there more. And the Rodgers to DK connection right now seems to be on fire. But my thing is, you have 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2. Don't run the tush push. Throw an RPO to Darnell Washington and let him take 7 tacklers on there. He'll get the first down.
Yeah.
With that all being said, I'm going to do what I normally do and go against Pittsburgh. I'm going to take the Lions in this one. I'm not going to say a spread. I'm going to pull a Gordon on this one and abstain. Give me the Lions. You know what? We're winning somehow.
It's worked out for you the last week at least, and maybe the week before. I think we all went against Pittsburgh, and it worked out. So we'll see if it works out for you this week. And we head now to Sunday Night Football, and it should be a decent one here. The New England Patriots travel to Baltimore to face the Baltimore Ravens, dude, at 8:20 on NBC and Peacock. Baltimore is a 3-point favorite at home. What do we think here?
I think that spread is wrong. I think it's way wrong. Baltimore has done nothing to show that they're 3 points better than they're even with the Ravens because they're home. Ravens are at home, so they get the 3 points. But they've done nothing to prove that. Not defensively and not offensively. New England did play a good game last week until Alien zapped his powers from ET and took off. Which I'm good because he is my fantasy quarterback, so I kind of enjoyed that. But give me New England, and they're going, and of course they're up, and because it is my road dog pick of the week. It's the one I'm more confident in. The other one was just like, my other one was, well, why not? This one I pretty much got. This is probably going to be a pretty good game because Baltimore is fighting for their lives, and Patriots want to stay a game ahead of the Bills.
Mm-hmm.
Give me the Patriots road dog pick of the week.
Cooper Kupp with a big catch in a Rams game.
Woo!
Wow.
Gage, what do you think here on this Sunday Night Football matchup?
We've seen that before out of Cup. So, we talk about all the injuries that happen. One of the ones that's kind of going under the radar right now because he's a rookie on the Ravens defensive side of the ball, Teddy Buchanan, linebacker, had a decent season, 43 tackles, half a sack, not doing horrible. He's out now, torn ACL as well as the same day that Patrick Mahomes and Micah Parsons get theirs blown out. So that's going to be a big hit to the Ravens defense. Man, I don't know. I agree, Gordo, with what you said. Like, how are the Ravens 3 points better? I understand New England blew the lead last week.
Yeah.
But it's still a great offense and an okay defense for New England. For the Ravens, what are we doing here? Our fantasy quarterback is trashing me right now in Lamar Jackson. Derrick Henry's not having the same year that you would expect from him. He's still good. Do not get me wrong. He's still good. But you need receivers who aren't going to constantly drop the ball either. Looking at you, Zay Flowers and Rashad Bateman. But Keaton Mitchell, he's the backup for Derrick Henry. He's played good.
He's fast.
He's fast. Nicknamed, I don't know if this is actual nickname or a personal inside joke with a couple friends, but nicknamed The Truth, Keaton Mitchell. I don't think it's going to be enough. I'm going to go with the Patriots in this one. It's not even like a biased pick. I just absolutely think that Baltimore does not stand a chance.
I thought that was Ron Killings myself. But anyways, if you say it's Keaton Mitchell, I'll go with it. So Baltimore last week, I think that this 3-point spread comes from false hope. They beat a Bengals team that gave up, quit 24-0. That's why that score looked the way that it did. Derrick Henry was running all over that Bengals defense. 100 yards rushing for him last week, and he was getting chunks like 20-some yards, 30 yards. Then Keaton Mitchell would come out, and he'd hit his turn. And then Snoop Huntley come in and took kneel downs at the end of the game. So, I mean, that's where we were kind of at with that one there. The Patriots had a really good, first half, looking great. Drake May still in the conversation for MVP. I think that continues this week. They go into Baltimore and they get the win on the road. They get back on track, and Baltimore falls to 7-8, in danger of missing the playoffs. You're about to be without Burrow in the playoffs, Mahomes, and Lamar Jackson. This is the time for Josh Allen right here to do something in these playoffs, right? We'll see. But give me the Patriots in this one, and the Seahawks are about to go for 2 points to win the game.
I did not want JSN to be the one to score the touchdown. That hurts.
So we got this 2-point try coming up right here, guys.
I like going for 2 here. Let's not have any chance of this ending in a tie.
Our records can't, well, we didn't pick this one, so it wouldn't affect it there. Gordon, you know what I'm talking about. The last matchup we've got for the week. The San Francisco 49ers travel to Indy to face the Indianapolis Colts at 8:15 on ESPN and ABC. San Francisco is a 6-point favorite on the road. Gage, what are you thinking here?
Boy, last game of the week, and I haven't done something that I usually do. And I think Grandpa Rivers is going to be the new one until it hits, or I get tired of it. Underdog pick of the week. Give me the Indianapolis Colts. It is in Indy, so that's probably why it's 6 points and not 12. We're gonna Phillip Rivers. You know what? Comeback player of the year. Mark coming back from what? Retirement.
5 years off.
Being a Hall of Fame semifinalist. Kind of sucks that his clock has reset now that he's taking snaps. But we're going to roll with the Colts. Phillip Rivers, let's take him for 2+ passing touchdowns, as well as 175+ passing yards.
Gordon, what do you think?
I don't have the same amount of faith that Gage does in Grandpa Rivers. Old man Rivers.
Old man Rivers.
Yeah. I don't have it at all. Give me the 49ers, even though they're playing there, because I've been going against the Colts for the past few weeks, and I've been dead on. It started with when they went up against Pittsburgh.
Yeah. You did pick you, and that was when they were somewhat healthy.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Oh, not a problem. I got the Panthers one right when Dallas went to Carolina, and you all giggled at me because I picked the Panthers, and they come out away with that one. Rico Dowdle just ran all over them. Then they let me down one week, and did it.
Yep, that's game. Walk off. Seattle beats the Rams, and we had wrote off Seattle. What was it, a half hour ago on this podcast picking these picks?
They should have been. They should have been going.
They should have been, but the resilience though, gotta give it to them.
Wow. But I think because of that now, Seattle clinches a playoff berth. I think that's why they went for 2, was to clinch it. They needed to win.
Yeah. But if Seattle won, if 49ers win out and they got the same record, guess who wins the West?
Seattle.
49ers do.
Yeah. So
49ers has got something to play for, so Niners.
So you got Niners in that one. I think that Old Man Rivers, fun story. The Colts probably going to be out of the playoffs with a loss here, most likely. They've got something to play for. Seattle, Brock Purdy's back. He's cured from his turf toe. Ricky Pearsall's back. He's George Kittle. Pearsall's been playing good the last couple of weeks. The defense, you give up 24 last week to the Titans. Like I said, a lot of that was in garbage time. They're playing like fourth, fifth string guys over there. They've not been too bad. I don't think they're going to go too far in the playoffs because of that. But I think that they win this game against Indy here on the road. Give me San Francisco to win and give me a San Francisco cover. I think they win by a touchdown. I got the Niners. Sorry, Gage.
All right, I'll stay out here on the island. It's fine. Whatever.
And that is our picks for Week 16 in this NFL season. Guys, we just got 2 more weeks to go in the season after this. It's crazy.
I can't believe it. We were talking in the preseason so much about like we can't wait for the NFL season. It's so close, like time's going by so fast or so slow sometimes. And then it's like, God, I just blinked. What happened?
Yeah. My team's already out of it. What's going on?
You're not used to this.
Yes, this at least the last few years. Also, before we go here, the QR code in the corner. You scan it, it'll take you to our Apple Podcast page. If you want to subscribe on Apple Podcasts, scan that QR code, take you right to it. So, Paige, what do you got over there? What are you drinking out of that there cup?
Oh, we got a little bit of Dubby. It's the blue ras flavor. Let's see if we can get it here without the background blurring it.
Yeah.
Dubby, we got our green cup. What we usually have during the podcast recordings. I did see they added some new flavors out here. I believe there was a strawberry watermelon added to the website. They do a bunch of collaborations with different animes and stuff like that. So Chainsaw Man as well. If you're an anime fan, or if you just want a little pick-me-up that's a little bit better for you than, the Red Bull or the bangs and the ghosts and stuff like that.
Monster.
Yeah. W's the way to go. Any flavors? Any that you could think of. S'mores. We got the blue ras, Grandpa's denture water, Grandma's lemonade. Grandma, I think, got the better end of the deal on that one.
Yeah. Although the denture water's fantastic.
So if you're interested in a new way to pick me up, go to dubby.gg. That's dubby.gg. Use promo code YELLING and save 10% at checkout. Dubby, be better.
That's right. So, guys, that'll do it for our picks here. But one more topic that I teased at the beginning of this podcast that we're going to put a bow on this thing. It's main event. The face that runs the place. John Cena. Never give up. Gave up.
I had so many words after the match. Everyone from the back came out, round of applause, circling the ring and stuff. And then everyone in the stadium, the arena, sees Triple H, and they start singing out some chant about messing up. Not going to repeat it, but boy, do I agree with them. I don't understand WWE's issue with not letting a guy go out on a win. And Gunther has now retired 2 people this year. He retired. What's that?
More to come next year.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Oh, no. I really have a problem with them saying that. How can you retire someone if they're going to retire regardless if they win or not? So technically, even if they would have won, he retired him.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
A retirement match is whenever it's not official that he's going to retire and no one knows about it.
Yeah.
Like the Ric Flair-Shawn Michaels match. That was a retirement match because Ric Flair hadn't announced his retirement. Yeah, you figured he's too damn old. He should have retired anyways. And Undertaker and Shawn Michaels, retirement match. I don't like the way they put that. That kind of, that was shitty. And I really think if you're going to use that match, do it like you did with the rest of them. Someone from NXT versus someone from the main roster. Yeah. It should have been someone from NXT fighting John Cena in the final. That's where the tournament should have been. Is in NXT.
What was the guy that fought Cody Rhodes? Maybe he put him in that match against Cena.
Yeah. He's going to be a... Even go into like the tag team match that happened, AJ Styles and Dragon Lee against Leon Slater and
Javon Evans.
Javon Evans. Phenomenal.
Well, you've already seen, as I mentioned a while ago, there's more to come with the Gunther retirement tour. You've seen on Monday Night Raw who was standing at Gunther's door right when he got in his car.
I was watching something else.
AJ Styles. So there's the tease right there that he's going to retire him next year, I'd say.
No, you know what? No, when they said he's going to retire, Gunther's kind of said it without saying it.
Brock.
He ain't retiring Brock like that.
If he makes Brock Lesnar tap out in his final match, or just in any match in general, they should all go to AEW and get a proper send-off. Sting's retirement match last year, he won. Now, this is an old man who his policy was not never give up. It was, I'm going to beat you with a baseball bat until you can't take it anymore. That's how you send off a guy who AEW hasn't been around that long. They're, 5-6 years old, maybe?
Yeah.
Yep, but they know who Sting is.
Yeah, and we know who Cena is. This guy, 23 years in the company, 2 decades worth of never give up, and he smiles before he taps out.
Yep.
I don't condone any of the actions of people that have run the company beforehand, but when a certain Vince McMahon popped up on screen during the retirement video, if you want to call it that, and the entire arena cheered for him, maybe Vince should have wrote the entire retirement tour, not just this match, but the entire retirement tour, because they missed on a lot of things.
The heel turn was definitely botched, and then the retirement match was definitely botched, and the face turned back. Like, hey guys, I was banned for the last few months, but sorry about that. Again,
yeah,
what was that?
And when you turn heel, you have The Rock out there with it, and it's just like, where is he? Never comes back. You have certain opportunities. You know what? He had a promo during Saturday night's main event, and then got beaten up by Joe Hendry. But The Miz has every right to be mad. He had a great rivalry with Cena in the 20s, and you don't give him one match. You give him a match with AJ Styles, love it. You give him a match with Randy Orton, love it. You give him a match with a bunch of people who, you know what, they're more of like these nostalgia matches, but they're great. The 2 people that missed out, Rey Mysterio and The Miz. And you give 3 matches to Dominic Mysterio, 2 matches. You win the title, you lose the title. That's all it has to be.
Now, mine was 3 of his last 5 matches was with Dom. Okay, that was terrible. That should never happen. An entire month with Logan Paul. That sucked. Yep. So, 9 months out of his last year was totally wasted?
Yeah, it was. Like you said, you got Randy Orton early, too, in the retirement tour. Like, that should have been close to the end of the retirement tour. You want to waste that time on Dirty Dom at the beginning of it, go for it. But at the end, save his biggest rivals for the end.
Yeah, make it when they're both heels or both faces. Like with AJ Styles, because you ain't topping that match.
No, that's what should have been a send-off right there. That would have been the perfect send-off.
Yeah. But it's like, Gunther did not need the win. No. The dude's been on the main roster for a while now.
World champ.
Yeah, he's been several champions.
Intercontinental champion.
Yeah, he's an older guy, so it's not like he's an NXT up-and-comer. He does not need the win. And even if he loses, he doesn't lose credibility. You lost to Super Cena. So have many people.
Yeah.
And they're in the Hall of Fame.
Exactly. Yeah. And guys, you got anything else to add here to this here podcast as we finish up Week 16? Our picks?
I don't think so.
Oh.
I think we've covered it all on this one. And we will be back next week a little bit earlier because, hey, there's a certain holiday on Thursday night that we won't be recording on. But we'll be back a little earlier, and we will catch you all next week.
Later.